the last 3 Jurassic World movies, I've become a bit jaded as a Jurassic Park fan. As of right now, my favorite Jurassic Park works are the first 3 movies and the Camp Cretaceous series, which includes the sequel to the Camp Cretaceous series, Chaos Theory. The fact that they were able to make something specifically geared towards kids scarier than the last 3 movies is crazy work.
They found us.
So we all knew there was going to be another Jurassic World movie because why not? They're going to beat this horse so dead that its fossils are going to be so unidentifiable in the future that no one's going to recognize it as having been a horse. It's probably going to turn back into primordial soup by the time they're done with this freaking franchise. But I decided to give it a chance and I watched the trailer. I love Scarlett Johansson, I love Mahershala Ali, and I love dinosaurs. I've always been a fan of dinosaurs and monsters, but I did not like this trailer, and I'll tell you why. For those of you who want to click off now, I completely understand, and I don't blame you, but I have to be honest, and I'm not trying to hate on something just to hate on it, because there are a lot of other movies coming out where the trailers look amazing. The new Final Destination movie, Final Destination Bloodlines, which to be fair, has always been crazy, so it's not like they're going away from the initial formula, because that's how the movie started. This was the moment, every single one of us that ever watched this movie, where we know now not to drive behind one of these things. It doesn't even have to be logs. It could be anything the truck is carrying that's long and cylindrical. Giggity. Quick note, this movie has saved lives. Not even lying. I know this is so off topic right now, but I'm being dead ass. I was driving on my way to school, and there was a truck like this carrying these very long metal pipes. Don't know what they're for, doesn't matter. And because my mom made me watch this movie, and I remember this, I was like, nah, I don't even care how many car lengths I'm behind that thing. I'm not driving behind this truck. It was a 5-lane highway. Went all the way to the left lane, and I shit you not, I'm not exaggerating. I wish I could get the dash cam footage, but I didn't have a dash cam at the time. Soon as I moved over, 2 lanes over, I heard a clink. I look over and I shit you not, being so dead ass right now, one of those big metal pipe things right where I was behind that truck came loose, or something came loose, and that metal pipe thing fell on the freaking ground. Truck is still going, and it's like sparking all over the street, and another car that was coming up had to swerve to avoid it. Y'all don't know, like, this freaking movie saved my life. I don't know what would have happened if I'd still been there. I don't know. It didn't bounce like the log did, but still, the shit is really heavy. You know how heavy those things are? Crazy. Crazy that that actually happened in real life after me making that decision. I will never forget that. Wow. Creepy. On that note, the 28 years later movie also looks badass. And look, for all we know, those trailers might be great and those movies won't be. But it's really hard to mess up a Final Destination movie. You know what I mean? Because the movies already start out so stupid that there's nowhere left for them to go but just to continue on that way. But somehow, in this Final Destination trailer, the segment where they show that guy dying, I don't know if this is a premonition, because they usually have these guys or people with premonitions or not. They were able to make me like that guy, feel sorry for him, and care about his character enough to not want him to die. But when I watched this trailer, as much as I love Scarlett Johansson, I didn't care about any of these characters. They call it Jurassic World Rebirth, but it honestly just feels like more of the same. And I've got to be honest, the 2 things that put me off the most in this trailer were the humor and the fucking child. They just had to show people so that we're not blindsided in the movie of there being yet another kid in a Jurassic Park movie. Like, we have Camp Cretaceous in Chaos Theory. Why must we keep shoving children into the Jurassic Park franchise? Like, I know it started that way and I get why, but it's not necessary. And it's not like it matters because the adults in the cast already act like children, so we don't even need children. The main male character seems insufferable. I'm sorry. We don't know much about him, but he's already so goddamn annoying. And I get that he's there for comedic relief or something, or he's like the weakling that everyone's supposed to be escorting. But why are we having comedic relief to this degree and making a Jurassic Park movie feel like the MCU?
I can guarantee your safety. I mean, more or less.
More or less?
We're supposed to be shifting away from that, so that just put me off the whole thing. But anyway, I'm going to comment on the trailer. If you guys want an actual breakdown of the trailer where there's absolutely no negativity whatsoever, there are other channels for that. But as I've said, I'm going to be 100% honest. I'm not going to just sit here and shill for something just because I'm a fan of the franchise. And like I said, this movie could be great, but I don't have high hopes for it being good at all, because I don't know, after the last like 10 years, it feels like every movie's trying to be Guardians of the Galaxy and they're failing at it. And that's clear because people aren't even watching movies anymore, or rather going to theaters to watch movies anymore. Anyway, let's check this out.
Dr. Henry Loomis, this is Zora Bennett, our mission specialist.
Sorry, what mission?
So, of course, they're on a mission to go to an island with dinosaurs on it.
You mean there are 2 islands with dinosaurs?
Oh my, you stay up.
Which is the same story they always do. And I have no problem with that. I have no problem with them reusing the same story, because they do the same thing with the Alien franchise. But notice that most of the Alien movies still feel like a part of the Alien franchise. Even the ones that people hate, like Prometheus and Covenant, still feel more like Alien than the latest Jurassic Park movies feel like Jurassic Park. Just saying.
What the fuck is this?
I just need the dinosaurs to be scary. And it's hard for things to be scary and for you to get the tone of it being scary when people are quirky and cracking jokes while dinosaurs are supposed to be chasing them.
This would be a medical breakthrough that could save countless lives. It comes from the largest dinosaurs on the planet.
Oh my god.
Fortunately,
Now, as for the CGI backdrop, this is some impressive wallpaper. And I don't know why they'd be going up so close to these Titanosaur-type dinosaurs with their tails whipping around like that. Are they not aware that these things can freaking sever a human body in one fell swoop? Look, they're running towards them. They see a sauropod and they're like, oh, we're just gonna go full freaking run straight towards these big-ass dinosaurs that are prey creatures. These ain't brachiosauruses. Now, by now, you would expect that people would be a little bit more mindful of sauropods. Very beautiful colors, though. I do like that they added so many colors to this, because that's a plus, because I don't know what's going on with modern movies, but they all feel like they're washed out or something. And this is giving me a Skull Island kind of Monsterverse type of feel.
All these species exist in one isolated place. Can you be ready tomorrow?
I can guarantee your safety. I mean, more or less.
More or less?
She can guarantee his safety? Is she supposed to be Black Widow? It feels like the only reason she's in this is because she was recently before this in an MCU movie. You know what I would have liked? And I know that doesn't matter, but I would have liked if they brought back Barry from Jurassic World and in the other movies, because I would have believed that more. I do like him with his experience and how big he is. I would actually more so believe that he could guarantee this guy's safety. But I don't know, maybe she's Black Widow and she's really good with guns. I mean, we got freaking Star-Lord in the franchise, so why not her? And if she's good with guns, that's a good thing. Well, which I don't really even see as a good thing, because we've seen time and time again in other Jurassic Park movies that guns clearly don't work on these dinosaurs. She's not being shot. So yeah, them guns don't work. With the exception of Blue from Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. And it only worked on her because she became a freaking pet.
More or less? He's your guy?
This dude's movie took so long to come out that he decided to give up on hunting vampires and hunt dinosaurs instead. Pretty sure there's gonna be a slew of comments just like that because it's so obvious.
We're the best at moving things and people in and out of places they shouldn't be.
We go towards Barbados, avoid government patrol, but there aren't that many anymore.
Why's that?
No one's dumb enough to go where we're going.
Why does that look like Ed Skrein? And I'm sorry, no one's dumb enough to go where you're going, but the last 6 movies prove that's not the case. People like Alan Grant and Jeff Goldblum and all the other characters much later on became popular because they were dumb enough to go places where others wouldn't. Unless someone is watching this movie for the first time and hasn't seen the others, this phrase just falls completely flat for me.
This island was the research facility for the original Jurassic.
Hold up. The music, why does it sound like MCU or DC Superman music? It sounds like superhero music, does it not?
Research facility for the original Jurassic Park.
You know how many times I've heard that same riff? Anyway, as you can see, this movie kind of comes off like a remake of Jurassic Park 3, except a more updated version of it. If you hold them up side by side, where you can see what looks like a Dromaeosaurus or a Troceraptor or whatever the hell that's supposed to be specimen inside of one of the capsules. And I swear to freaking God, if they do the whole paying homage thing and make one of these raptors trick the people while they're looking at one of the specimen, only for them to realize, oh shit, it's actually real, and then it freaking jumps out from behind it. I swear to God. You want to bet?
Park.
We need DNA from the 3 biggest dinosaurs.
Do we have to get a sample from an egg?
I find it interesting. a really interesting choice that they would edit the trailer like this, to have them say that they need DNA from the 3 biggest dinosaurs, only for them to then showcase flying reptiles that are not technically dinosaurs.
We need DNA from the 3 biggest dinosaurs.
Yeah, that's what they said.
Do we have to get a sample from an egg?
I suppose we could try and get it from the parent, but they're a flying carnivore the size of an F-16.
So that exactly proves what the character just said, which means they're trying to get it from a Quetzalcoatlus or something, which is not a dinosaur. The Quetzalcoatlus falls under the class pterosaur or flying reptiles. And even if it was a dinosaur, it would be far from the biggest, so I'm confused. And yes, this is very much feeling in terms of tone like a movie that Jack Black and The Rock belong in, which I'm not really digging. Don't get me wrong, as a Jurassic Park fan, I still watch it, but I don't really have high hopes for this just looking at the freaking atmosphere of it. And yes, I'm aware that Jurassic Park 3 started this.
So, what do we do?
Search for your son. In the direction that they're going.
Excellent, excellent.
Which, by the way, and somehow, it was able to find a decent balance except for freaking Tia Leone, who I guess is supposed to be a comedic relief.
Amanda, honey, Dr. Grant said that's a bad idea.
What? Along with freaking Frank from Shameless. God damn it, I forgot his name. Don't worry, I'll remember when I'm done with the video. And I guess it kind of worked as a one-off, which is like, oh, quick, quirky adventurers. And that would have been great. But then all of them started doing it.
Why are you smiling like that? I just like to smile. Smiling's my favorite.
I don't know, it just got very annoying. The last time Jurassic Park was scary was The Lost World. And even that had some comedic elements, especially with Jeff Goldblum being in it.
Is this even possible?
What? This? What do you think you were going to document? What do you think you were going to see? Animals. Maybe, big iguanas.
But that was just his character. And every single person wasn't like that. They didn't overblow this witty banter in the middle of something that's supposed to be dangerous.
Did school cut you from the team?
See, they waited till afterwards, even though I'm so sure that this specific kid in this movie was a freaking Nepo baby, because Jesus. And it just feels like they're trying to take the formula from a Chris Pratt movie. Oh wait, that's right. I almost forgot. Carry on.
Maybe we should make it quick.
Is this supposed to be an Indiana Jones or Tomb Raider? I know I keep making this comparison, but even with the music, it's like they're trying to make the tone this action comedy adventure. And Scarlett Johansson is Tomb Raider and she's super badass and she's like freaking Turok and all of them mixed together. Like, we'll see how the movie does. People seem to like it, but for me, I don't know. I'm kind of done with the whole dinosaurs are meant to be in comedic movies. Everything must feel like a superhero movie or Fast and the Furious franchise movie. What attracted me to dinosaurs when I was little was the fact that they were scary. What made me want to tame monsters was the fact that they were scary. Big, imposing creatures that could scald and peel the skin off someone's body. They weren't things to be messed with. They were animals to be respected. And for all of its quirkiness and some of the stupidity, I do actually respect Jurassic World for kind of trying to return to that form, even though it had some very stupid situations. The Indominus Rex, they were able to make quite a few of the scenes scary. I'll give it that. Like when they discover that the thing is camouflaging and it's actually like inside of the enclosure. I'll also give Jurassic World Dominion that Therizinosaurus scene because, whoo, that was the scariest thing I have seen in Jurassic Park's franchise in a very long time. The way that they set that up, the tone, the audio, that was done excellently. The lighting, everything felt like a completely different movie. Holy shit, I get chills every time I watch this scene. Holy shit, can we have more of this? Bruh. Ooh, this is so good. God damn. It's like a completely different director. It's like the other directors or whoever, all the people behind making Jurassic World Dominion took a lunch break and they're like, hey, one of the freaking retirees who lived in a time when movies were actually good, can you take over and just write the scene and deal with it so we can go and sip our freaking ventis or whatever people freaking drink over there? And they're like, holy shit, that was actually good, man. That was dope. Slap on the back. Okay, we're back now. You know, like when you ask people, or when someone asks you to babysit their kid and the rest of the time the kids are crazy and they can't control them, but you go over to babysit them and they're like, oh my God, best babysitter ever. And then they go back to being little shitheads when you're not around for their parents. That's what this felt like, bro. And then the rest of the movie just felt like spaghetti in a pot with some grapes thrown in there for good measure so you can feel like you're popping cat nuts or something. Like all of the other, I can't even with the freaking motorcycle and the raptors. Even the last part of the movie felt like ass. Why are they all roaring at the same time? Jesus Christ, that was bad. How ridiculous can we make this?
Yes.
These dinosaurs were too dangerous for the original park.
Please don't say they're raptors. They're raptors.
I'm sorry, why should we be afraid of raptors? Seriously, after the last movie, when it's been proven that these raptors adjust their speed based on the plot armor of the person, like, why should we be afraid of them? You see the scene right here. They can catch up to a plane and a motorcycle with no problem, gliding on their feet at over 60 miles per hour. But somehow, these same raptors cannot catch up to a woman right in front of them running on a rooftop, right? I mean, she is such a freaking raptor herself that these raptors, these same raptors that can keep up with a plane, their lungs are burning pell-mell because they cannot, try as they may, catch this human woman running on fucking foot. The same way the T-Rex can keep pace with a Jeep, but the same T-Rex, I don't care how old she is, can barely keep up with a woman running in heels. Heels! Mi amigos. I swear to God, when it comes to Bryce Dallas Howard, or I guess any of the women in the Jurassic Park franchise, it's like the dinosaurs have a speed debuff when necessary for the characters just to make them have it. So raptors are no longer scary for me. The last time I saw a scary raptor creature was in Chaos Theory's show. Again, that's geared more towards children. Or is it?
Trained or not, dinosaurs tend not to react too well to sudden movements.
Because it feels like the live action movies are now geared towards kids and the actual kid oriented animations are geared towards adults, which look, I'm not complaining about that, but it's a little bit odd, especially when people are bending over backwards to make excuses saying, oh, well, they're just trying to get it for children, which is not needed because children became fans of the franchise without them needing to do that.
They're raptors.
The worst of the worst. We're left here.
Yep. And this is the moment in time where I feel like I just checked out. No, I do not hate children, but yes, I do hate them in the Jurassic Park franchise. Everybody is tired of this, especially when we see Jurassic World and the writing in that with that infuriating scene of the Indominus Rex suddenly lacking all strength in her finger to pull a little boy. I mean, this scene is crazy. First of all, he doesn't get impaled, and the freaking Indominus big-ass dinosaur shitting itself with how much it's straining to pull this freaking, how are they even able to pull it? I can't even. I swear, like, every time I remember this scene, I want to fuck someone up. You just don't understand how infuriating it is to see that shit. Because had it been an adult, that jaw would have been out of there. That jaw would have been hauled off so freaking fast and thrown over the dinosaur's shoulder. First of all, he would have been impaled in his freaking crotch. But because it's a freaking child, the dinosaur is super weak all of a sudden. It's like freaking Zeus or somebody's holding its finger and squeezing the shit out of it, and everyone is straining. Why are you straining? Why are you all making that face? Nothing is happening. Like, it's not even dragging him an inch. He's crying. What the fuck are you crying for, you little bitch? Nothing is happening. You're fine. What are we doing? Why is this even a thing in the movie? That's what I'm saying. Like, even Chaos Theory, they're not kids anymore. But even when they do put a kid in there, you feel more for those characters, and they're able to make it seem scary enough for you to believe that the characters are actually in danger. I did an actual full overview on this and showed some of the scenes I'm talking about in my review of Chaos Theory, where you can see that they have suspense. All of the suspense and fear and the writing and action that should have been for the Jurassic Park real life movies, and they put it in this one. Shit, the fucking woman is scarier than the goddamn dinosaurs. I look at this trailer and I don't care about any of these humans, including Scarlett Johansson, and I love her to death. I hope they all get freaking eaten, which they're not going to, because it's a freaking Jurassic Park MCU movie. Come on! Is that supposed to be a reptilian vampire gorilla boss at the end of a video game, or a freaking Resident Evil amalgamation? What the hell is it supposed to be? It's like a xenomorph mixed with one of the clickers from The Last of Us. It's not even a dinosaur anymore. I guess you can make the argument that none of these dinosaurs really are dinosaurs, but... And why are we using the flare? Can we drop that? Like, I want you guys, when you go to see the movie, to sneak in an alcoholic beverage. Okay, don't do that. You're probably going to be watching from your homes anyway, and... if you do that in public, you might get arrested. But maybe you can like pour something else in your flask, bottle, hand, whatever. Pretend it's alcoholic, right? And take a sip every time you see a scene paying homage to the original movie that they should have just dropped by now. This is the 7th movie, right? This is the 7th movie. JP1, the original. Lost World, Jurassic Park 3, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, Jurassic World Dominion, Jurassic World Rebirth. This is the 7th. This is the 7th movie, and they're still using the freaking red flare from the first movie, and they're doing it over and over and over and over again. Because remember, guys, remember the T-Rex from the first one? Oh my God, vision is based on movement flare. Remember? Oh my goodness. I mean, it's gotten so annoying now that people probably aren't even gonna remember the original because every fucking movie uses it now. It's so annoying. It's not cool. It's no longer paying homage. It's just beating it dry. That sounds suspicious. Duggan! Dun, 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 dun. And it's not a new era. You're doing all the same things. Or as Ian Malcolm would say,
don't worry, I'm not making the same mistakes again.
No, you're making all new ones.
There's nothing new about this except that if you close your eyes while listening to this trailer, you'll think it's a superhero movie.
We put ourselves in a place we don't belong. Survival is a long shot.
I don't know what it is about this dude. I can't stand him. I don't know who he is, but he comes off like a discount Dollar Tree Ryan Reynolds. Except nobody likes him. Maybe it's just the way the trailer is shot, dude. I don't know. I'm not feeling any of these people, and those parts where Scarlett Johansson was screaming Duggan! Should have been scary scenes. Like, she's acting her ass off. She looks scared and stressed, but with this whimsical doody-doody-doo Superman-esque music score drowning out my eardrums in the background, it's kind of hard to get that tone from it. I don't even know why they chose that clip, because she's supposed to be scared. It's supposed to be dangerous. Yet they have this freaking fantastical, upbeat, adventurous music that does not fit that scene at all. You'd be surprised, because even in film school, they taught us how audio and sound and music changes the feel of a trailer. And we actually had to like try that out as one of our exercises. And we have a scene, we have like, I think 3 scenes from some random stock footage thing that somebody recorded. And our job or project for the class, right, was to edit those 3 scenes into a short film or a trailer in every genre of film. So romance, horror, adventure, etc. And music was a big reason why we were able to believe it was a different genre.
A long shot.
What the hell are those?
They're helping the mosasaur defend territory, stalk, hunt.
None of what you just said is good.
Jesus Christ, this looks bad. I'm sorry, Dangerville. I'm sorry, Swerve. I'm sorry, Gaming Beaver. I am so sorry. I love you guys. I know you're all gonna hate me and I'm gonna come off like a traitor, but I gotta be honest, this looks like ass. There's some of it that looks fun. Like, I'm not gonna lie. There's some of it that's like, they should have not shown any dialogue from the movie. I don't even think that would have helped it, but what are they doing to this poor franchise? But you see, when I say fun, remember the Meg, the Jason Statham movie? That would have worked, because this feels like that. This is exactly what this feels like. If you told me just from seeing this trailer that this was a Jason Statham movie, I would have believed you. I would not have believed it was remotely reminiscent of Jurassic Park with the exception that there are dinosaurs in it.
Alteori, stalk, hunt.
None of what you just said is good.
Well, damn, that was disappointing. I shouldn't have shared that community post because I was kind of hyped a little bit and I hadn't watched the trailer yet, and then I watched the trailer. First thing I'll say, and it's probably not this person's fault, but whoever edited the trailer needs to not have 6 cups of coffee before they do so. There are beautiful shots from the trailer, no doubt, but the trailer was just so freaking bombastic and did not feel like Jurassic World at all. Or I don't know, maybe it did, because in the last few movies, that was kind of the deal, specifically the last 2. They put these great actors in there, Mr. Ali and Scarlett. I don't know, bro. I think I'm just jaded. I think I'm just washed out with the style of cinema we have now, where everyone's trying to one-up each other, but in a bad, disjointed way. Like, I think I would have liked the dinosaur mutant xenomorph looking thing here, but the vibe is all off. Like, you look at a scene like this and you're not thinking freaking Superman music. You're thinking like creepy, oh shit, there's something coming out of the dark kind of music. I'm just glad we still have the Alien franchise, knock on wood. Alien Romulus still felt like Alien. I mean, it had little things there and there. For the most part, though, the movie was actually really good because it still felt like an Alien movie. I mean, why does Alien always get it right? From its inception, Alien has always felt like Alien. It always feels scary. No one is taking the xenomorphs as pets, with the exception of the freaking synthetic, and then trying to take a bigger xenomorph's blood to save the smaller xenomorph. Even in the most stupid Alien movies, the aliens still manage to be scary. I love every single one of the Alien movies. Every single one of them. And that's just my opinion, even the ones I make fun of. But you cannot deny that the tone of the movies has carried throughout, even if you don't like them. Even when it started to shift a little bit, they always brought it back. Always. They even managed to make the scariest scenes in the freaking Telltale video game for Jurassic Park. Remember the Troodons? Jesus Christ. I swear to you, the next 5 Jurassic Park movies, they're gonna have dinosaurs in space. They're gonna have dinosaurs in space or some robotic AI dinosaur. Just watch. And honestly, I feel like the robotic AI dinosaur would actually make more sense. That would actually be more terrifying. But, you know, like, if they even made a new franchise out of that, that would be great. But why are they taking this franchise and making it feel like another franchise and still calling it the original franchise's name? Now, this isn't to knock anyone else's excitement over this, because everyone has a right to love and be excited about it. But for me personally, I'm not attacking anyone, okay? Just for me personally, I'm done getting excited about stuff and then disappointed when I see the actual movie. And Jurassic World Dominion kind of solidified that for me. Oh, fuck off. Like I said, I'm more excited to see Camp Cretaceous and Chaos Theory because those actually fit and the tones are way more serious in those than they are in the movie. I don't want to spoil much for Chaos Theory, but if you haven't seen it, holy shit, just trust me.
Trust me, bro.
Not saying the characters don't have plot armor sometimes, but it's not as thick as what we've seen in the live action versions. That's all I'm going to say. I don't want to say any more without giving it away. But if you want that suspenseful feeling, if you want the dinosaurs to feel dangerous, you get that more from the animated series than you do from this. And that being said, all of this being said, the movie could be really good. But just based on what I'm seeing in the trailer, I just don't have high hopes for that. And the comedic, quirky, oh my god, this is funny and adventurous, and everything must be hilarious and make people laugh every 5 seconds so they don't get scared. That whole thing needs to go. You'd think they would have learned, but I guess they're still making enough bank that they just want to keep going full speed ahead with that. Maybe they're trying to pull in a greater audience and they feel like making dinosaurs actually what they are, which are theme park monsters, is gonna scare away people or something, even though that's exactly what attracted people to the franchise in the first place. But whatever, man. I'm still waiting for someone to create another dinosaur franchise. Kind of like 65. That movie was amazing. I love that movie, except for like the very end with that shit that happened. I believe I reviewed that as well. But yeah, there needs to be more people creating other dinosaur franchises aside from Land Before Time and Jurassic Park that allows dinosaurs to be scary again. Like the first 2 movies were, where even though they had a kid in this, she almost freaking died when they attacked her. That's crazy. The other movies would never.
Are you looking at this? I'm afraid there isn't enough to go around.
though, why did the father run ahead before the mom did? She hears her little girl screaming and she's like, Paul? And her ass is still just standing there like a fucking idiot. That part annoyed the shit out of me. First of all, they spoil their child, such a little brat like them. Then you hear your child screaming and your first instinct is not to go run and see what's wrong.
You hurry up!
And why does the mom run like she has the world's biggest dick up her ass or something? That's the worst kind of running I've ever seen. She runs like she's being split in two. Like one side's trying to go left and the other side's trying to go right. She runs like an alien that just snatched someone's body and doesn't know how the human form runs. She runs like her hips are made of freaking plastic and they're melting. Like, what the hell is that? Why are you leaping up into the air like that? Like, I know it's hard to run in sand, but Lord have mercy. That was so awful. That was so awful. But props to this movie for actually hurting a little girl, because we thought she was just dead. And turns out she almost died, but she's fine. But we don't actually get to see what she looks like, which means she looks fucked. I mean, the first two movies, like, people were being dismembered, attacked in their cars. There are pieces of meat everywhere. Like this scene with Ellie Sattler is one of the best chase scenes I've seen in movies. It's so hard to believe that when you look at the first movie and then look at all the other like the last three movies, you look at the caliber and quality of what we've seen in Jurassic Park 1 and 2, and then you look at this in the last few movies, it's hard to believe they're part of the same franchise. Anyway, I could be completely wrong about this, but the colors and animations are beautiful. I'm really sorry if I disappointed you guys. Like, I legitimately am not doing this to piss people off, but I'm just being honest. And you can't be dishonest and say that I hate absolutely everything. Because as I've said throughout this, I liked the first three movies. I even liked the Jurassic World movie, even though it felt a little different, but at least for the most part, it still had those scary elements in terms of what the dinosaurs were able to do, even though there were parts of it that were very stupid and poorly written. And I love Camp Cretaceous, even though I had a lot of initial doubt about it. I was highly skeptical before it came out and thought it looked like and was going to be ass, and I was wrong. Chaos Theory was amazing, even though, like I said, them doing the whole shot for shot, scene for scene thing with the fucking flare is so overplayed. It's so freaking dumb, it makes me mad. But aside from that, they're doing well in terms of story writing and putting scenes together to make it feel fearful. Most of the MonsterVerse movies, the Godzilla and Kong movies, I love those. King Kong is one of my favorite freaking movies, man. I love this movie to pieces, where he's fighting the Vasatosaurus Rex. And this manages to be more scary, even though it's had comedic elements as well. It turns out to be way more nightmarish for the people involved in how it was shot and what these people had to go through than half the Jurassic Park movies. I love every movie in the Alien franchise. Yes, also the freaking AVP movie that everyone else hated. I love that too. It's just funny because people always selectively forget all the things I like or when I do like things. But if most of the recent stuff that's been coming out just so happens to coincide with being bad, I'm not gonna lie and say that they're good just to please people and spare their little feelings. That being said, I feel like I need to reiterate this because some people don't hear it the first time. I could be wrong, but the trailer doesn't make it look appealing, even if the movie could be good. The trailer was just not edited right. I don't think they used the right music for this. But judging by the fact that most movies nowadays give away the entire plot or the beats of the movie in the trailer, I'm guessing the movie is basically going to be true to form with what we saw in the trailer. And like Jurassic World Dominion, maybe one of the scenes will be a truly scary dinosaur interaction. That being said, what are your favorite scary scenes from any of the Jurassic Park movies or works? My top scary scenes are most of the scenes from the first Jurassic Park movie, especially the one with Ellie being chased by the raptor. Eddie's death, which wasn't really scary, it was just very terrible. It was one of the saddest scenes. Jurassic Park 3, when Tia Leone tried to help that guy and almost fell out of a tree because the raptors made a trap and they almost took her freaking neck off her face, and that movie wasn't even scary, so let that sink in. Jurassic World, where the Indominus Rex is in its cage, they realize it was in its cage the whole time and then it breaks out. When we see Chris Pratt actually be serious and he's scared, and he's like, oh shit, and you see the other guy get eaten, and then it kind of stops being scary after that. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, when Ripper first comes into Maisie's room, which wasn't all that scary because you knew nothing was going to happen to her because she's a fucking child in a Jurassic Park movie, so that kind of ruined it. By the way, just in case anyone knows, because I've seen people actually asking where the name Ripper came from, I'm actually the person who gave the Indoraptor the name Ripper, and then everybody started calling him Ripper because I called him Ripper. Just a fun fact. Why did I call him Ripper? He's an Indoraptor, rips people apart, Ripper, Raptor, I just made up the name. And lastly, my favorite scene and the only scary scene in Jurassic World Dominion is this Therizinosaurus swamp scene. Holy crap. This freaking scene was peak, man. I love this. The scariest scene I have seen in the Jurassic Park franchise ever since the first movie. The way it was shot, the lighting, wow, this was beautiful. I cannot get over how beautiful the scene was. As a matter of fact, it kind of inspired me, and because the majority of the movie was not that scary, I actually made a story with children in it that was scary. If you guys want to check it out, it's called The Forest by the Facility. It's an hour-long story, but judging on people's responses and experiences, they absolutely loved what I did with the story because I was trying to capture exactly what I want to see in the movies, what Michael Crichton and so many other horror franchise authors were able to capture in their stories. So that's why I made the story on the fly. I've not written it down. I was just telling it as I was recording. So no, I don't have a written version of the story. I'm very sorry. And to be honest, I don't think I'm going to transcribe it because that's going to be a lot. But yeah, if you want to check out this audio creepypasta, you can check that out to get a little fix of what fear is supposed to feel like. And this isn't even the best story out there, but people said they really liked it. And yes, it's based on Jurassic Park and had children in it. And I can't even count on my fingers how many scary interactions were in Camp Cretaceous and Chaos Theory, especially Chaos Theory. Seriously, guys, if you love Jurassic Park and you love dinosaurs, you are not going to be disappointed with Chaos Theory. That being said, you will have to watch Camp Cretaceous first though, because Chaos Theory is basically a sequel to that. A lot of things are not going to make sense unless you watch Camp Cretaceous first. On that note, we'll see you guys in the future if I'm proven wrong with this. I hope it's one of those situations like Camp Cretaceous where the trailer is horrible or to me doesn't look appealing and then the movie turns out to be way better than I thought it would be and I'm pleasantly surprised. All right, anyway, bye.